Thank you for clicking on the video. Welcome back to the channel. This is another review for American Horror Story NYC Season 11, Episode 5, Bad Fortune. The new girl, or should I say Kathy's replacement, she's up on stage and she's interrupted by Kathy. She's not really here for the lackluster. You know, if you're going to portray me, then you need to be me. This needs to be an impersonation. You know, none of that half stepping. So she has a word with him and tells him that she's gonna keep that. The impersonator is gonna keep the nightly. She's gonna keep the nightly fees, and he's going to get the cut of the tips. All of the tips are his. And of course, he's just like, it's just an honor to perform as you. That's all he's there for. She tells him to cut the bullshit. You're doing me a solid, you know. She's got better things to do than to be singing background for blowjobs and teabagging, so she needs a break. She gets a call. It doesn't seem like it's a good one. We don't hear what the call is, but anyway, Fran is out grocery shopping, and she stops by this psychic reader's door, and she goes inside, and Kathy is there. She works there. She's at the desk working on some paperwork. And she tells her that both of her psychics called out sick today. If you want your fortune told, you know, you're going to have to go around there, across the street to the Chinese store and go to the Chinese food place. They might be able to help you there. Fran, she don't want her fortune told. She says she came because there's a help wanted sign outside. And Kathy tells her she's looking for somebody for the night shift for the 10 to 3 a.m. And she tells her that around 2 a.m. is when, you know, it gets busy. And so the boys come looking to get their fortunes told around 2 a.m., you know, demon time. She tells her, you know, if you get them drunk enough, they'll believe everything you say, and suddenly they'll just want to know what the future holds for them. Fran says she'll do whatever. She just needs a steady job. Kathy asks if she's familiar with tarot cards, and she says not really. No, she's not. But she can familiarize herself with them. She gives her some paperwork to fill out, and she tells her, you know, look over the cards, come back tomorrow, and you can start right away. Fran, she asks her, so, but how do you know that I'm not psychic? And she's like, I already know you're not psychic. All of this is a scam. All of this is a scam. It's just entertainment. That's what it is. The number one rule of it is no bad news. Don't give the people no bad news. They all should leave feeling better than they came in, than they did coming in. Fran says that she's never really been able to fake an orgasm, let alone fake optimism. You know, like I don't know how to do that, but she say you're gonna have to try. You're gonna have to try. Fran tells her that she may have psychic abilities, though. She's been having some dreams that have been coming to pass, and so she's thinking she got a little bit of something going on. She don't know, you know, how to put her finger on it. Kathy just tells her, we'll see tomorrow. Fran's on the phone talking to her girl about, you know, this new job, and girlfriend just, all she got on her mind is the sex. You know, just come over, girl. Fran says she got to study those cards. She cannot drop by tonight. No booty call tonight. She said, but I can stop by for a little morning sex. I can stop by for a little, for in the morning. I'll come back in the morning. Fran wakes up in the middle of the night, and she looks out her window, and she sees Big Daddy Leatherman staring right back at her. Adam and Hannah, they're out walking or whatever. So come to find out, he's her sperm donor. He's just a donor. He's wondering, you know, what the sex is, and they drop by. They're about to pass that psychic reader's place as well, and they want to just stop in and see, you know, if they can find out what the sex is. Hannah doesn't really believe in it, but she goes in anyway. Fran is there, you know, ready to work. Of course, Hannah and Fran have met. So Hannah's, of course, like, what you doing here? Hannah say, child, it's my job, okay? I mean, not Hannah. Fran say, this is my job. Hannah accuses, you know, her of this being a fraud. And Fran assures her that, you know everything that I told you about Plum Island, all of that is the truth. I just need a job over here. But what I said over there about Plum Island, that is the God honest truth. Adam's standing there confused because he don't know what they talking about. A friend, she asked if Hannah has looked into what they talked about, and she said she looked into some of it. But that's not, it's not why she came in today. Fran doesn't think that it's by chance that they're crossing paths once again. She's like, I was drawn in, and so were you. I know you were drawn in. Adam thinks that they should just leave because it's starting to get a little weird. But Fran says, and you're with child. It's obvious, though, because Hannah's starting to show. And Fran tells her that she can answer her any question that she has on her heart. Hannah just is like, okay, forget it. F it. One card only, though. You only flipping one card. So they sit down. She tells her, hold that thing in your mind, because it's important to have that energy on the cards or whatever. So she pulls, shuffles the cards and has her cut the deck. And she pulls the first card, and it's the Queen of Pentacles. And she tells her that pentacles are connected to the earth. So that should be good. It should be good. She flipped the next one. It's the Ten of Swords. And she looked back at her booklet for reference. She's like, oh, wait a minute. Let me see what that is. I think that looked like, okay, meaning behind. I don't know about that one. Let's do you. So now she going to start reading, pulling cards for Adam. Of course, Adam ready to go. But she flips the last one. And it's the Empress. And she tells her that it's connected to a feminine energy. So there you go. Or have you been hoping for a daughter, So if that's what you've been hoping for, it's looking like you might get that. Hannah plays coy, of course. And Fran tells Adam that she'll, for $10, she'll read his as well. And he pays her. And so, he cuts the deck or whatever. And he says his intentions are to find Sully. He doesn't know if he's dead, but he knows that Sully is missing. And so Fran is just like, say no more. His first card is the death card. And she's like, that doesn't mean like literal death, like it could mean the death of like being like some part of him. She's trying to make him feel better about that death card. And she says, okay, let's go back over here to Hannah. She pulls all three for Hannah, and all three of them are death cards. And of course, Adam thinks that she's doing it on purpose. He starts flipping out on her, ready to go. And Fran says, this has nothing to do with me. Like, I'm not doing this. And he like slaps all the cards off the table, and they fall to the floor, and they're all death cards. Fran looking like, what in the world? He storm out, of course. He run up out of there. And when he leaves, she looks down at the cards, and they're back normal again. Anyway, Barb, she's at her divorce hearing, but she's in the bathroom throwing up. She's not been able to keep anything down in weeks. So she has some sort of infection. She's there to sign the papers. Patrick signs, and then Barb, she's like, and she really ain't looking good. Like, she looked like she gonna fall down any minute now, looking real clammy or whatever, and her vision is blurred, and they're talking to her, and before she signs, she asks for a moment with him, so the lawyers excuse themselves. And Barb basically tells him, I'm okay with being your beard. Like, we don't have to do this. I'll be your beard. Like, I'll do that. Patrick says he wants more than a loveless marriage. Like, I'm not finna play around with you, and you shouldn't want that for yourself. He tells her, we'll always be friends. I always care about you. I always got your back. And he tells her that, she'll find her person. This is the right thing to do. So she's, she stands up and tells him, one thing that hasn't changed is the fact that I want you to be happy. So she signs. And right after she signs, she falls to the floor. Just like I said, she passes out. When she wakes up, she's in the hospital, and Patrick is sitting by her side. She tells him that she needs him to do something for her. She bought a dog, and she gonna need him to go around there and see about the dog, because the dog just been in the house. Of course, he goes to check in on the dog, because that's what friends are for. The dog just in the house barking. He's standing in front of a closet just barking. Patrick, when he gets there, he can't turn on the lights, so somebody done cut the power. The dog, like I said, is standing outside the closet door just barking. And Patrick got to get into police mode, so he draws his weapon. and he gets the dog and puts the dog out of the way, and then he proceeds to announce himself. Police up in the place, come out with your hands up. I'm shooting on sight. And next thing he know, he just gets attacked by Big Daddy. Big Daddy just busts out that closet and knock him down, start throwing him around the house like a rag doll. He gets him and like slams him on the table, and it's looking like he about to, something about to happen. And Patrick is like, no. He weasels his way out, and he puts up a good fight. But he ends up getting knocked out anyway, or Big Daddy does something. Because all we see is him like standing over him, like glaring, like getting closer and closer and closer. Patrick, the next, some hours have passed, I assume. And Patrick is waiting for the police. He got the dog. He's still at her house. They get there and they can't believe their eyes, because the house is really in disarray. And ain't no Big Daddy in sight. Patrick is like, this is the second time that I have been attacked by this big old man. And the beat cops, they over there in the corner thinking it's funny. So, of course, they get kicked out because ain't nothing funny about this. Don't be laughing. Go find something useful to do with yourself. Patrick's partner, he's just like, was this a tryst that went wrong? Like, you can tell me. And Patrick is like, no, this was not no tryst that went wrong. Like, I never saw him until I had to shoot his ass in Central Park. And now he back in Barb's closet. How did he know I was going to be here? They don't know what's going on. His partner asks, okay, well, did your ex-wife know that you were coming here? And, he asked, did the partner know? I mean, did his ex-wife know that Big Daddy would be there? And of course, he's like, that she ain't got nothing to do with this. This is not her. She ain't got nothing to do with this, but we got to figure out who it is, because this guy has come for me for the second time. Adam, is walking through the hospital halls. He's like been volunteering with Nurse Diane. And they walk by Mr. Whiteley just I guess he volunteering to work there or whatever. He pushing a gurney himself, around the corner, and they speak to one another. They're headed to Hannah's room where she's in there seeing the doctor. She's at her doctor's appointment, and the doctor shares with Adam that Hannah requested a blood panel, so he got, he's gonna go and get the results. When he tips out, she feeling away, because it's like, why he talking to you more than he talking to me? Like he only directing all his questions and concerns to you and not me, like sharing all my medical information with you, as if I'm not gonna understand what he's saying. And listen, in those times, not far-fetched. I'm sure he thought she was dumb, and she a whole doctor. Anyway, she want to know why Adam is there. Like, what you doing here? He said, listen, I'm going to come show up for the appointments, He want to know, what about these tests? What you doing with these blood panels? And she tells him that she had a nightmare that she gave birth to something with tentacles. The doctor comes back and tells her, you have a slightly low red blood cell count. And I'm like, this is very descriptive. Very reminiscent of the AIDS virus. But okay, I guess that's where we're going with this. That this is the virus that we are dealing with here. Anyway, he says that it's probably just due to anemia. They're going to do some follow-up tests, get it all sorted out. When the doctor leaves, Hannah, she looks like she's remembering something. And she said when she took the samples from everybody in the brownstone fire, they all had a low red cell blood count. And so something is afoot. She was doing more tests on them as well. And so she doesn't understand how she's got affected by that, how now she also has a low red cell blood count. Who knows, girl? Who knows? Patrick, he brings Barb back to the house. She says she's not leaving. She's staying home. She ain't going to go stay with no friends. She ain't going to do none of that. He thinks it's a bad idea. Of course, after this whole situation with Big Daddy up in her closet and everything. And she say, I got my puppy. I'm going to be good. I got my puppy. I'll be fine. Theo and Adam are walking and talking. And they also come across this They come across the psychic reading place. Before that, though, Adam was telling Theo about the low red blood cell count, and how everybody that was tested, it came back that way. He doesn't have any answers for Theo, but listen, he had to let him know what was going on. Anyway, they back at the psychic reader place. Adam is like, hell no, I just told you what done happened. Hannah around here having nightmares. We are not going in there. Theo don't care. He said, that's even more reason for me to go up in here. That makes me want to go inside even more. Fran on the job. And Theo say, I had to see you in action. Okay. Fran apologizes to Adam. Listen, I didn't know nothing about that. I did not know all them cards was going to be death cards. I ain't do none of that on purpose. I'm sorry. Adam said, I feel better if I had thought, if you was going to tell me that this was a scam, if you had told me all this was fake, I would have felt a little bit better. But now that I know that this was some supernatural something going on, that makes him feel worse. Theo want to get to the reading. So Fran, gets the cards out. She's going to do a dual reading for both of them. They cut the decks, at the same time. She pulls out Theo's first. She flips the judgment card. It suggests self-evaluation. Then she tells him it's a great card, Then she flips the next one. It's the devil card. And she got the nerve to say, it can be playful and fun. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. It's not. It's not playful. It's not fun. Let's not do that. Let's not. The devil can be playful and fun. No, friend. No. Anyway, I'm talking about he represents the questioning intellectual. Don't play with me, friend. No. Anyway, the last card is a death card. Adam, he started feeling the room shaking a little bit. Lights is flashing and everything. And he asked Fran who's going to die. And she says in this really like evil demon voice, you. Adam get all panicked and start jumping up to run. Fran and Theo look at him like, what's going on with you? So the room is really just shaking, like kind of, moving a little bit because they're under the subway. And so that's why it's a train coming by. Adam, he ain't talking about none of that. He say, listen, no, but about that voice, what was that voice? She don't know what he talking about. She ain't heard no voice. Adam run out the door. Of course, Fran and Theo sit there looking confused. Gino is back at work, and Adam is already there, of course. He tells Gino about Fran moonlighting as a psychic, and Gino as, you really think she's psychic? Adam don't know, but it's some weird shit going on here. She says, he tells her that he tells Gino that she connects with your fears, like lays them out on the table. Gino thinks it's bullshit, so he gonna head on over there. When they walk through the door, she's pleasantly surprised to see Gino. And she's like, oh, you surprised? You couldn't read my mind? You didn't know I was coming? You couldn't read my mind? Kathy is also there. And she's like, I didn't know y'all knew each other. Gino got questions about all of this. He feels like it's a scam. He's trying to call him out, telling her that you're taking advantage of the community in the worst way. This is not it. And she say her bathhouse and tarot card shop are two holistic enterprises. So don't try to play me about my businesses. And she tells him, go ahead and sit down. I'm going to do a reading on y'all. I got this one. Don't worry about it, girl. Gino is like, I ain't wasting my time on this nonsense. And Kathy says, what you afraid of? Gino say, I'm not afraid. And then Kathy, of course, she excuses Fran, tells him, I got this. Don't worry about it. Take a break. When they sit down, the lights start flickering. She lights the candles and she gets started. She's explaining the cards to him. The fate of the cards is in your hands. And, Gino cuts the deck and then she pulls the cards out. The first one is the judgment card. The middle card is the devil. The last card is the death card. And she's like, my bad. Let's try again. I'm like, y'all people would not be getting my money. All this, my bad. Hold on. Let me refer to my notes. Y'all ain't real. Y'all are not real. Anyway, she tells him to shuffle it this time, so he does, and you pull the cards. So he turns them over, and he gets the same cards. When he pulls the death cards, the lights just go completely out. Kathy tells him he's an angry, and it's almost as if she's possessed at the moment. She tells him he's an angry man, and his life is spinning out of control. You tell yourself it's because of the state of the world, but it's because you're dying. Gino looks up and he sees the angel of death behind her, and Kathy, the angel of death is getting closer and closer and closer, and she's telling him that she can smell the decay. She's going on and on and on, rattling off all of his fears, and tells him, turn around, somebody wants to meet you. And it's the angel of death standing right behind him saying, shall I kiss you and make this all go away? Nah, bitch. No. Gino, get up. Like I said, no. And, of course, it's all an illusion. And she says that, the only illusion is to think that you can escape your destiny. When she finished with him, he curled up, balled up in the corner, just sitting there. And she looking too like, what the heck just happened? Girl, you was possessed. You was possessed, girl. Gino get back home and he's taking a bath. Barb is also in the shower. And we see, he's noticing the scars on his body. And Barb, she's in the shower lathering up. And she just we can deduce that she was fantasizing because the man wasn't really there, but they had Patrick in the bathroom, so it looked like he was in the bathroom and she was glaring from the shower and watching him masturbating because he was standing there shaving. But I think she was just thinking about the past, because she stands there and she's masturbating. Patrick is shaving, like I said, and Gino is also in the tub. Next thing we see, she gets snatched up by Big Daddy in the shower, and he chokes her out right there in the shower. Gino gets out the shower, and he kind of sees this flash of a reflection in the mirror, like when he's looking in it. And it looks like it's Big Daddy, but nobody's there. Patrick, he drops by Barb's house, knocks on the door, and she doesn't answer. Of course, he lets himself in. He's calling for her. He gets to the bathroom and he finds her dead in the bathtub. Dead. The cops go out, they're outside. They ain't did nothing. They're supposed to be watching. Patrick go outside and start yelling at everybody because where was y'all's antennas? Next thing we see Patrick laid up with Gino. He's mourning Barb. He's crying. He toe up. And, I hope y'all can't hear my stomach growling. I better eat. I'm going to have to eat after this one. He notices the sores on Patrick's back. He just shakes his head with worry. Both of y'all running around there with the package. Both of you. Mr. Whiteley, we see, he got them two dummies he was in the elevator with. He got them tied up. He got all his handy dandy torture tools, telling them, how they're going to make change. They're helping him make change. They're doing something important by them, by letting him kill them. Y'all doing something important. He got plans for the Pride Parade. He tells them for the first time it will be honest. He sends down this dead body that he has formed, from the parts of all his other victims. And this is what he plans to unveil at the Pride Parade. I'm like, this is crazy, Mr. Whiteley. What is the point, Mr. Whiteley? Please, just talking about his little evil plan like it's going to really work. He says that he's missing two pieces, though. He's missing the anus and he's missing the sack. He's missing the penis. So I guess he gonna get it from them. And then his little masterpiece will be complete. Crazy tale self. Anyway, let me get off of here because I still haven't watched episode 6 and I need to, but I needed to get one of them out. I had to get one of them out. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's Call Me Busby, and I'll chat with you later. Peace and light.